Fly really needs to pick a fight out of towers. And ooh, well, Bear coming in here. Will we be able to take out another burrow? I guess it must be a burrow he's going for. Now that they have reinforced defenses, that's going to be a lot trickier to take down. And Infi bring out these peasants here. Probably gonna finally put up the actual mine here. Infi been playing it really relaxed this game, really waiting a long time before he actually sets up his expansion. Long after he sets up the towers, and looks like a one spirit wolf in here trying to fight tit for tat, but just not being able to. And mass TP coming in here, gonna be able to take down this spirit lodge, but looks like a fake TP coming in from Fly. Fly just bringing in his Torn Chieftain, but making it look like it was a proper TP. Very, very tricky move, and that was more than enough to force Infi to get out of there. I'm a bit surprised he didn't cancel his TP actually. But oh, maybe he used an actual TP there. Yeah, I think he might have been worried about Ensnare coming out, and so he used a proper TP. Very, very nice play there by Infi, or by Fly, just tricking Infi in a way that once you sort of see it TP and you just think, oh god, and you start kicking yourself. But it's better to be safe than sorry, especially in a position like this where one TP isn't a huge cost considering the number of mines that Infi has going at the moment. Oh wow, Fly getting another sort of kill here, and he's, what is he, 6-7? Actually, it'd be quite nice to be 7-7 for that extra, either for the extra chain lightning or more likely I think for the earthquake, which would obviously be pretty nice in taking down these towers, assuming that he couldn't be stunned, which he basically can't. I mean, the bear could get a bash off. There's not really too much else that Infi can get off here, and really, as long as Fly could defend his hero, stop it from being surrounded or taking too much damage, he could probably do a lot of damage with Earthquake, but as it is, I think it's just not too viable an option. And the Spare being cut out, can he blink away? That'd be very, very classy if he can blink to here, considering he is being scouted at, I think, by a Sentry Ward. Yeah, there is a Sentry Ward around, but it looks like he's managed to find a blind spot and actually just instead decides to fight here, and it looks like a TP coming in from Fly just to try and keep Infi at bay, but Infi just keeps on coming in. He's using a TP to get out, which he's more than happy to do, just because it means that he's definitely going to get out of here. He's not going to be ensnared, and he's pretty confident that he has more mines going than Fly, so he's perfectly happy just to keep on doing this. And you can see he just has so many mines going, whereas Fly really struggling to keep up an economy with only 2 mines up. And I think he's probably going to Infi's probably going to do a bit more harassment now, knowing full well that he is sort of all the time in the world. And actually, I'm amazed at the Spirit Lodge stayed up, finally getting this master training on his Spirit Walkers. That's a really nice choice by Fly here. Who is at 71 food, Infi at 68 food, so Infi slightly behind on food, and I think that's gonna cost him a bit, but at the same time it's really nice units that Infi has a very nice counter, whereas obviously Fly will eventually have all the tier 3 trappings. I'm amazed he never got a Kodo, to be honest. I think a Kodo would be really nice in this situation. Another mass TP coming in now for Infi, and you can see Fly tried to do the same trick of just using a Sapphire teleportation to try and trick Infi to TPing away, but Infi didn't fall for it twice, and instead he just used the time to bring in his army, just running it in, and so it looks like Infi is just going to be after running to the back of Fly's base, and then maybe use a TP to get out. Actually, no, he looks like he used his mass teleport to get out. He figured that he had enough time before the raiders hit, but at the same time he did lose a lot. He did lose a couple of casters there. I'm amazed again he didn't take out this Spirit Lodge. He would have been able to cancel the master training on the Spirit Walkers as well, which would have been super awesome, but unfortunately he didn't. So a bit of a shame there. Meanwhile, one tower now going down for Fly. Perhaps he's going to go for another expansion as well. What an expansion heavy game this has been. And one summon here, scouting out this one peon, and Fly realizes he can't get away with expanding with that summon there. And Sentry Wards absolutely everywhere, making very good use of all the extra mana he got on his Witch Doctors without having to build too many extra Witch Doctors. Obviously they're not useful in combat at all, and Infi maybe could try just moving slowly forward with his guard towers. That'd be one thing he hasn't tried yet, and it's certainly worth a try. Obviously, as I say, guard towers not too effective against all that shockwave, but at the same time pretty nice against if you can get some arcane towers up as well. It just is something for your opponent to focus first, and it looks like Fly going to be able to do a lot of damage here before Infi being able to do a lot of damage before Fly has to come in, and looks like this bear will be taken down again for a bit of experience. Ooh, look, maybe he's going to be able to blink away, although there's too many raiders. He'll just constantly be able to ensnare it, and it looks like this bear can just do so much damage to these raiders. I'm amazed that Fly's allowing the raiders to be attacked, And what do we have here? Some towers going up in the middle now for Fly as well. Really wants to hold the ground. If he's sort of separated off, if these towers creep too far forward, then that could be it for Fly. And it looks like Fly actually might go for a sneaky attack here. Has a very big army, and oh my god, this could go badly for Infi if he doesn't get the good positioning off. He had always really weak casters in the back, not expecting an attack to come from that side, and the speed scroll being used just to get Fly into a very nice position. Infi realizes he's in a bad position, is going to have to TP out, and he does do that, and it looks like all these towers are going to be fodder, but Infi didn't TP too far away. He will be able to get straight back into this battle, and he now is a much better position with all his breakers in the front. Still 0-0 upgraded. I think it'd be quite nice to get a blacksmith at this point. Getting those extra upgrades can be pretty nice, especially against raiders. And more and more Blizzard now coming in, just to be able to do a whole lot of area effect damage. And even though that's not going to kill too many units, it's going to force Fly to sort of stay away. It's going to force Fly to try and regroup and find a better way to attack. And you can see these sentry wards now vulnerable to the towers, which can scout them out. And it looks like Fly needs to be a bit more careful with where he puts his witch doctors, which are actually now master training. Wow, master trained. That's amazing. You almost never see that. So we could, in theory, be seeing healing wards, but I don't think we will be. I think instead we'll just be seeing them used for other things. And it looks like Infi tried to use the mass DP, but got ensnared now, and so he will have to continue fighting, and it looks like all these low units for Fly now could be in a lot of trouble, but this Torn Chieftain going down would actually be a bit of a blessing, to be honest, because he could just bring it back with a whole lot of mana, whereas currently he's at 0 mana, but Infi with just such a breaker heavy army now, that extra shockwave wouldn't do too much damage, and it looks like Fly will just sort of run back, heal up all his units, and actually he is going to kill his own Torn Chieftain there just so he can get the reincarnation. Very gutsy move. Actually, as long as Infi doesn't scout it, it's a very nice move there, because Infi is never going to want to kill that Torn Chieftain, so hopefully the cooldown timer can finish before he gets killed. And at the meantime, he does have now full health, full mana, but maybe Infi will scout it out and work out what's happened and realize that Torn Chieftain is a very easy thing to focus down now, because Fly will be playing cavalierly with it, presumably. And also, a second ago, you did see the reincarnation being used by the Spirit Walkers. Another excellent reason to get that tier 3 upgrade on the Spirit Walkers. And meanwhile, it's that mortar teams now coming out for Infi, so going for a late game transition now into those mortar teams. Obviously very nice against those Spirit Walkers. Mass TP being used, and gets ensnared though, Infi being forced to stay in this fight. He does have a TP, which he will eventually probably have to use, and for the meanwhile he's going to use an invuln pot on his Archmage, and this Beastmaster does have an invuln pot of his own, and it looks like the units of Fly will be chased away by these breakers, which are so nice at chasing away heroes, especially heroes like the Torn Chieftain. And Torn Chieftain will get at least one kill off on the Spellbreaker, who is actually now 1-1 upgraded. I swear a second ago he was 0-0 upgraded. Very, very quick upgrades now for Infi. And it looks like actually Speech will being used for Fly. He will be trying to get out of this battle. Very, very wise, because he doesn't want to be fighting in these towers now. And what a fantastic, absolutely amazing game we've had so far. Mortar teams now out. We'll be able to slowly push in. Maybe we'll try and take out these towers in this expansion. This mine just constantly being harassed. Still has 7,000 gold left in it, just because of the constant harassment. Fly straight back into this fight though. Going to try and take down this Archmage, who is at very low hit points. Does need to TP away. Obviously, one chain wave can do so much damage, even to a single hero, as opposed to just the area effect damage. And it looks like we will be seeing Fly perhaps being able to push a bit forward now, but Infi straight back into this battle, even though his Archmage is barely healed at all. Does have a lot of mana actually. Full mana. Is a bit of a shame that I think it'd be quite nice actually if at this point if he had actually only got level 1 Brilliance Aura, maybe it would be less nice for his Beastmaster and other heroes, and other casters, but at the same time he just has so much mana, he's never going to be able to use all of that in just Blizzards, and especially considering he now has mortar teams, which doesn't really need it against all the towers or anything. Look at how many peons Fly has repairing this one tower. He really wants it to stay alive, and Fly continuing to actually build peons by the looks of things, and just continuing to fight. Never built an expansion here, unfortunately. Does have a couple towers here as well, so it looks like all the mines are being watched at very least, but some of them aren't yet being mined from. I think it'd be quite nice if Fly maybe bought a tiny Great Hall. They are quite expensive. They do pay for themselves over time. And I think if we know anything, it's that this game is just going to seem to go on till the end of time. But wow, what a fantastic game it has been. And it looks like all 4 mortar teams now going to be able to do a whole lot, but it just needs to be so wary of that chain wave, because they do go down so quickly to it if your opponent can get the right positioning. It's so tricky to actually use them effectively, and I'm amazed that Fly went for them, or Infi went for them so late in the game, knowing that Fly could just chain wave them down like he did just there. And it looks like actually these breakers are going to be able to do a whole lot. I suppose there's only so much breakers can do, and this Beastmaster now using his ultimate going to do a lot of damage. I'm amazed Infi's running into this fight. Good, hopefully get off an ensnare to cancel this ultimate by the Beastmaster. No, it looks like he isn't, and Infi does TP away, but not before having done a lot of damage. And now Fly in a very, very bad position. Not too many units left. Using that reincarnation well, we'll probably try and bring back as many units as possible. But the same, ooh, wow, healing ward actually being used by the Troll Witch Doctor. I guess he had enough mana to use it, and it's quite a nice thing to use if you know you have the time, which Fly can be pretty confident that he will have the time, because Infi really needs to heal up now a bit, and that is exactly what he's doing. And meanwhile, we are now seeing he did go for 2 workshops actually, which is pretty ambitious. I guess he has a lot of mines running, but at the same time, it's you do want to continue using your Arcane Sanctums as well. And it looks like, what do we have here? 7/6 is it? Yeah, 7/6 now for the Archmage. Archmage did go for the Brilliant Sword at level 3. I'm not sure that's the best choice, to be honest. I think it'd be quite nice to get some Water Elementals out just to force more dispels from these Spirit Walkers. I mean, I guess it's free experience, but at this point, when your opponent